Hey, I'm John Greaves III, and I love looking at home gyms. I love showing them to you, having you come along with me. Today, we have a cool opportunity to check out the home gym of Natalie Hodge. Natalie has got into Spartan racing again, but she trains for a whole lot of things. I know you guys are going to love this home gym tour. We're going to check it out right after this. Hey, if you want to support our channel, plus grab the perfect finishing touch for your home gym, go ahead and grab one of our 16-ounce laminated vinyl banners from our online store. They're easy to hang and easy to clean with just soap and water, and a great way to show that you represent the garage gym lifestyle. Go right there to order yours today. Okay, hey Natalie, thank you so much for inviting us into your home. I know you're just coming back from out of town, so thank you for carving out some time to hang out with us.
Thank you. I'm excited to talk with you.
Without further ado, let's go ahead and let's check out this Iron Palace of yours.
So sometimes we're outside using God's beautiful space, but we can do lunges back and forth here easily, probably 10
Nice.
paces or more, and then it flows into that.
So what's the length of your gym?
I would guess, I think I actually have a little bit more than 35 feet.
Okay.
It's two cars comfortably that fit in to the space.
Gotcha.
So,
Okay.
and actually, that's something that I do like about it, is that at first I was like, man, how am I going to set this up? Because I kept thinking of just like the traditional garage space that's too
Right.
wide. I actually like the depth now,
Yeah.
because it does lend to versatility in terms of like moving through stations, having
Right.
ability to, lunge or whatever it is, just do side shuffles back and forth,
Yeah.
that sort of thing.
It's
So
like having an entire tiny house for a gym, for your gym. That's pretty cool.
yeah, yeah.
Really though, it reminds me of the garage gyms that they have in England,
Uh-huh.
where they're the ones I've seen, they're narrower and they tend to be longer as opposed to wider. So
Yeah.
that gives me that vibe.
So Echo Bike is one of those that I use myself and with clients constantly.
Okay.
It's slightly newer piece of equipment, but I love it. It's a good way to get a quick warm up in. Doesn't take a whole lot of time,
Nice.
and low impact. So that's helpful.
Okay. So what did you to replicate that same training effect? What did you use before the Echo Bike? Was it another stationary bike, or did you just go biking outside?
No. So for me personally, I go biking outside. I have an extra bike. So if a client is open to that, then I will take them out on a bike.
Okay.
We'll
Just
go for a jog around the neighborhood together.
okay.
I
Gotcha.
enjoy that too, but this sometimes is a little more weather friendly where
Oh, of course, yeah. Yeah, I like that because the thing is that sometimes when people are setting up a home gym space, intending for it to be a training facility for them to have clients, a lot of times they feel like they're limited because they don't have, oh, well, I don't have this piece of equipment, or, especially if they're just getting started. So I love that you mentioned that, hey, well, we just go outside for a jog or something like that because jogging is free. I mean,
yeah.
like you can run barefoot, what I mean? So it's like jogging is so, did you set your, I see all the stuff that you have in there, but did you set your gym up a piece at a time as you went along, and you
I
saw
did.
needs? Okay.
Yeah. So, I mean, when I started setting it up, I had my rower and I had a flimsy squat rack, and that's all I
Okay.
had. And I just kept building and replacing and building with that.
Okay.
And actually, the Echo Bike, I had a Rogue GHD,
Okay.
and I thought I would love that. And it's a great piece of equipment, but in a home gym,
Yeah.
it
Takes
just
up a lot of space.
it takes a lot of space, and it wasn't very universal.
Okay.
So I made a swap, and
Nice.
that's where that Echo Bike came in, and took
Okay.
up that space.
You said you
Yeah,
made a swap. So did you like put it on Facebook Marketplace, or
I
I mean
did.
Craigslist or something?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. It was, to me, worthwhile because this is much more functional, not just for me, but for my clients.
Perfect. All right. That's what it's all
Yeah.
about.
So, like I said, first piece of equipment that I bought besides my little squat rack is my rower.
Okay.
Not anything super special about it, but I love it. Again, it's like low impact, super relaxing, just to get on, and move.
What brand is that?
It is Sunny Health Fitness.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
And I've
So
had this for probably
go
8
ahead.
years.
Wow. Okay. Does it
and
stand up?
it's held up great. Yeah, it stands up. It folds right up against this wall here.
Okay.
So when I'm not like actively using it, it just flips right up and tucks into that wall space.
That's an interesting design, the way that they have the cam, the turbine
Hmm.
part.
Yeah, yeah.
That's I've never seen anything where it's like lying down like that. I guess because I'm used to the other kind, like the Concept 2 rowers.
Yeah, so this is a water rower.
Oh,
It's
okay.
filled with water, which also is nice because you can kind of control that tension.
Yeah, okay.
And the harder you pull, the more resistance you have. The lighter you pull, the less resistance you have. I honestly, I've been very, very happy with this particular piece of equipment. It's lasted a long time. There was one thing, and they did replace it for me for free in the first year. It was this piece right here. Let's see if you can
Yeah, yeah,
see
okay.
that. So the original design, it just wasn't, I don't know, I can't remember exactly how it was, but it started fraying
Okay.
fairly quickly. But they obviously they learned from it,
They
redesigned it,
redesigned it, said you.
and they just sent me a new one.
That's
So,
awesome.
and actually, let me clarify, they sent me an entirely new rower.
Oh wow. Okay.
They just replaced the whole rower, and it was just that strap. And I uh, gave the other one to a friend who repaired the strap, and it's still
Nice.
using the original one. So I think
Nice,
it's a
nice.
very worthwhile purchase.
All right. What else you got?
So a couple of Plyo boxes, big one, little one.
I know that, when they first came out, everybody had the wooden ones, so everybody's making them or whatever. Then they started making them angled because it's that people were hitting their shins on it. Because you
Yeah,
use this to train your clients. Do you have any issues with people hitting their shins or their knees on the boxes?
I haven't. But I do actually. So I train an outdoor boot camp, and we use the more angled ones.
Okay.
And I think the difference being is our outdoor boot camp is a lot more fast-paced movements.
Oh,
Where here at my gym, we're slower, a little bit more intentional.
okay. So they're
Yeah.
thinking about it before they do, and you can position them and say, "Hey, you need to jump
Yep.
from here," and kind of, okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. But those kind of more pyramid style, we
Yeah.
use at the outdoor camp.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Nice. All
Yeah.
right. Okay.
Um, Dumbbells, I always feel like I need more than I have. But they range anywhere from like 2 pounds for wrist movements and things like
Okay.
that, up to my antique 50s. So I think I'll just say this. I think every gym needs a whiteboard.
I was just looking at that too. I wasn't even looking at any of the other stuff. It's like you got to have somewhere to put your goals down. And I love that you have this
Absolutely.
nice
Yes.
big one, so you can't avoid it. It's like, hey,
Yeah.
remember
Yeah.
what you're here for. I love that. It's perfect.
I love it too. I've got some notes on mirrors also, but for myself, I've got my programming up there. I put my clients' programming up there. We outline our goals and map things.
Nice,
Yeah, I think it's super important.
nice.
So
Is that a
one of my
medicine
favorite
ball?
things.
Is that a wall
What's that?
ball? Is that a wall ball?
Uh-huh. Yeah, I've got couple sizes there.
Okay.
Um, and so I've got two.
Are these both
Yes,
rec
I love
racks?
them.
Okay. All
They're
right.
both rep. The daddy rack is first, and then the mama rack is in the back. Uh,
All right.
so let's see. I think this one is 80 inches. I don't remember off the top, but it's their taller one,
Okay.
and a little bit deeper. I love everything about it, but I cannot reach the top without doing some monkey climbing up to
Okay.
do any kind of pull-ups,
All right.
which I still do. I use it.
Of
I
course. Yeah. Well,
hang from it.
I mean, it's like you training for Spartan races though, so it's
Yeah.
yeah. I can't imagine that the obstacles at a Spartan course are lowered for you. So,
No, they are not.
yeah. So,
And actually, just prior to this Spartan, I even threw my rope up there and started climbing. So just from the floor climbing up, a lot of grip strength and hanging. I've got the multi grip up there.
yeah, I saw
Um,
those. I love those little
yeah.
grenades. That's nice.
Yep.
I did an obstacle course race with my wife. a few years ago, and the thing, I mean, I have a pretty good grip. I can hub lift and double overhand deadlift and things like that. And the thing that challenged me the most was the obstacles that had those kind of like grenade globe grips. So I
Hmm.
love seeing more and more people having them in their home gyms.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this works really well for that. I will even just do like monkey bars across them back and
Okay.
forth.
Okay.
I did a lot of that preparing for Spartan. Um, and I love these safeties.
Yeah, these flip down safeties. I like that.
They're both racks are different and I like them for different things. But these are just so convenient.
Yeah.
I love them. So
Nice.
super happy with those.
What's that thing? Is that extra weight storage just on the side in the back?
Here, yeah, just a plate horn.
Did you have to order that, or did it come with the rack?
I ordered that separately.
That's an
Yeah.
add-on. Okay. All right.
Hmm. Yeah.
I
And
like that.
just nice for when we're doing plate changes,
Okay.
quick storage, because all of my plate storage is on the wall,
Okay.
which is
Cool.
that PRX
Yeah,
system.
yeah.
I
Okay, I
love
remember
it.
when they came out with that. You
Hmm.
said that's just for plate changes. So what's the heaviest weight that you've been able to put on there? Because
We
it
can
looks like
stack,
there might be a little bit of wobble on it. So I don't know if like the
it
plate's gonna
looks
slide or
that
not.
way, but it really isn't. I mean, just very slight, but I could
Okay.
do a pull up from this, right?
Okay.
I can throw 245s on there easily.
Gotcha.
And no issues with that at all. It's solid.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
That's just what I need to
And
know.
it's got a nice solid pin. It moves easily. I love that about this
Okay.
because, depending on whether we're squatting or we're doing bench press, I
Yeah.
may need to move the height of it. Pin pulls out, shifts down, it's done. It's really
That
nice. I enjoy it. I
nice.
have one
I
on
like
each rack, actually.
nice.
So,
Okay.
yeah,
All right. You got roller J cups and you have the normal J cups in the front.
I
Why
do.
do you have
So I don't like squatting with the roller J cups.
oh,
I
okay.
like a more solid fit, I guess, whenever I walk up to the bar. And that's just kind of what I've got used to. But for bench press, roller cups are really nice. Yeah.
So let me think about let's talk about this for a second. Then the with a roller J cup, the whole idea behind it is, well, one idea is that it protects your bar while you adjust it. Okay. But the
Hmm.
other thing is that even in meets, it's so that when you have a lot of weight on there, it's easier to slide it back and forth if you're trying to get the bar centered so you can get yourself centered.
Yes.
So do you not have an issue like with that on the
I
squats
haven't
versus
had
the
an issue with
bench?
that. And for me, I think, and it could just be like, my habits.
Yeah.
I've just felt more comfortable lifting the bar without it shifting at all.
Okay.
Yeah.
Got you.
But for bench press,
You want to get that
that's
centered because you
where,
want to make sure. I got you.
yep. So bench press, I love that part of
Okay.
it. Just being able to shift the weight without having, and I have some personal, like just, single-sided strength imbalances.
Got you. Yeah, of course.
And so for bench press, it's a little more obvious.
Okay.
My right is a little weaker than my left. And
Okay.
so when I re-rack it, it just tends to shift over a little bit.
Okay.
Not as much now with my lower body. So
Okay. So
yeah.
now you can just shift it right back over to get it centered for the next set. All right, that makes sense. These are
Rogue
rep
bench.
benches. Those are rogue
This is
benches.
a rogue bench, and I
Okay.
love it. I have a rep bench that I also love, and I love
Okay.
them for different reasons. This one is, I think, just under 17 inches. I can't remember.
Okay.
So I actually do some training with some younger clients,
Okay.
middle school and high school students.
Okay.
And when they're smaller, it's nice to be able to get your feet planted on the floor,
Nice.
especially for bench press. Um,
Can you go around to the back of it? I just want to see because does it stand up?
It does, and
It
I
looks like
love
it
that
should because
about
of
this
where the
bench
handle
too.
is. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
All right. That's like
it just flips right up, and it's so
nice.
easy to move around. I love
Okay.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, and I love that it's so easy to adjust. Unlike some of the older benches where you had to like grab a knob and pull the knob out and all that. This is
Yeah. So
so
I actually had one of the
easy.
older benches, and it was the same way. They had to
Yeah.
shift that knob around. It wasn't. I mean, this is just like super fluid.
Yeah, I mean that is so easy. And then in the surface, I've seen one of those rogue benches before in person, and I like that the surface is non-slip, because if you're trying to compete in powerlifting, you actually need the bench height to be right about where that bench height is,
Hmm.
because older utility benches were actually too tall.
Yeah.
And so I actually had to get like some blocks to put under my feet to simulate what you would have in a competition, because I would go to
Yeah.
competitions and I'm used to my legs having basically have my knees not being bent as much,
Yeah.
and then it felt weird. But
Yeah.
now they're
Yeah.
making benches for people who want to go compete but who bench out of a power rack. So I love these, and I love the fact that it stands up. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah. It's such a nice surface. It is super grippy. Um,
Yeah.
really easy to clean. I love everything about it. It's a really great bench. I would be tempted to get a second one,
Okay.
but I also like my rep bench for other reasons. So
Yeah.
I appreciate the versatility.
What do you like about this bench versus the rep bench, and what do you like about the rep bench versus this one?
Oh gosh, there's so many things.
Okay.
So I love that this one stands up, right? I can just flip it up and move it anywhere in my gym. It's
Okay.
nice when I'm training, two people at a time, to be able to shift things around and have extra space. That's one. I do like the surface of the Rogue bench better.
Okay.
In terms of grip, I think it is grippier.
Okay.
Um, I think it is, I like the way it cleans. I'm cleaning up and disinfecting between
Oh yeah,
clients.
definitely. Yeah.
Um, this is just, it cleans much better. There's that. Adjustability wise, in terms of the seat, because they're both adjustable benches,
Right.
they're actually pretty similar in function.
Okay.
I'll show
So yeah,
you.
let's check out the rep bench then.
So my rep bench does have the
Gotcha.
pins
Okay.
that so this pin here, you have to pull out to adjust here.
Okay. Do you remember which model of rep bench this is?
I want to say it's an AB. Is it 3000? I can't
Okay, so
remember.
one of the
off the top
earlier
of my
ones.
head.
Okay, because
Yeah,
I've got the AB 5200, which is similar to the Rogue one, and
yeah.
I'll bet you they made that one in response to the Rogue bench coming out that you
Yeah.
just showed us. Okay.
Yeah. I think they
Okay.
did. So this one does require two hands to pull the
Okay.
pin and then adjust it. Still
Okay.
super simple. The height here, though, this is super easy to just pull up. Functions the same way.
Nice. Okay.
You can see there's a little bit more texture here, still very grippy, but if you look like here, there's, and
I
just
got you.
nitpicky, most people probably don't care about that.
Oh no, I see it. I mean, I know
But you
this.
can see that, and so
Yeah.
it's just it's clean, but things settle into that fabric covering. And
Yeah.
my preference, I like that nothing settles into the Rogue
Yeah.
bench.
And like that has, I can see like the little dimple that's about midway on the rep bench, which is not a big deal now, but you have a lot of clients coming in and out, and so that might mean that you need to replace this bench sooner than you might want to.
Yeah, that Rogue bench is never getting replaced.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So what are these pads for? At the foot pads, is that for leg extensions or what?
Yeah, so I actually use them, and this is one of the things that I don't have on my rep bench, and I use this pretty regularly
On the Rogue bench.
for Nordic curls.
Oh, okay.
So I'll just slide my ankles right under there.
Okay.
Put a couple of weights on here, and then do some Nordic curls with that. I don't have that.
So does this go
option.
full decline?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's okay. So it's a FID, and the other one,
Yep.
that other one is just flat and incline, just like the AB 5200 is just flat and incline.
Yes.
So okay, this makes sense now. Okay, you can do decline sit-ups. You can do okay. I got you.
All kinds of stuff. And I do. So again, it's like I can't really go without one.
Yeah, you gotta have them both. Oh no, that makes
like
perfect sense. Perfect sense. Yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't store upright. Weight wise, they're about the same. Just in terms of pushing it around the gym, but I think they're both excellent benches. Would recommend them for various reasons, right? I'm glad I have both.
Nice. I got you.
Yeah.
All right. Since we're standing over here, oh, well, go ahead. If you want to show the PRX, that's fine.
So yeah, I love that. I think it's beautiful.
So PRX, I remember I interviewed their founder when they first started. And one of the things that impressed me was how committed they were to the idea of giving you functionality in a small space.
Yeah.
It's more than just coming out with, that folding squat rack. Everything they do is committed to helping you maximize the space. So I wasn't surprised when they started coming out with wall storage. When you got that, did it tell you like what the weight capacity would be? Like, did they say, okay, don't exceed this many plates on this or anything? Or is it just whatever you can fit on there?
No, it did have a weight capacity. I'm good on my weight capacity. I don't remember what it is. I could still throw some more plates on there if I wanted to.
I asked that because, so like, I thought about getting that, but I want to get some kilo plates. And so if you get enough kilo plates, because now you've got 55-pound plates for the heaviest plate.
Yeah.
And even then I still have, even if I don't do that, I have 100-pound plates here in the gym. So it's like, I don't know if, I'm kind of torn about that sort of weight storage. So do you remember what the weight capacity is?
I can tell you this.
Yeah.
It's not just on the wall, right? So I've got it mounted.
Yeah, can we go ahead and check it out?
But you might not be able to see,
okay,
but the base of it, I can pull these off.
I see where it's bolted into the wall, but okay.
It's bolted into the studs.
Okay.
Sorry.
That's okay.
But I do think this, because a lot of people don't think about this, and I didn't even think about it until after we got it installed.
Oh,
so
okay.
The base sits on the ground.
Nice. Okay.
So there's a weight distribution that the ground is absorbing plus the studs. So it has a really nice weight capacity.
Nice.
I know it's way more than what I have on here.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, yeah, thanks for showing me. How tall is the weight storage?
I'm gonna guess it's maybe like right at 7 feet at the top of the plate. I'm only 5'2", and I can get everything down.
That was actually why I was asking that. Like, is it easy for,
Yeah.
That's all. It looks great, but if somebody is 5 feet tall and they need to get the top plate, how hard is that going to be? Okay.
And I can take off my 10 pounds with one hand.
Gotcha.
So I have my lighter weights at the top.
But now, Natalie, you're very strong. So, I mean, we can't use you as the measuring stick. All right. So let's look at this other rack that you have.
Yeah. So
this is the mama rack, right?
I use most often.
Okay.
So it's shorter. I think this is just over, like, right at 6.5 feet.
Okay. Okay.
And I actually got it because I was tired of jumping to do pull-ups.
I got you.
I can walk up to this one, and just from a standing height, you'll actually maybe see me in the mirror.
Yeah.
I can just reach.
Nice.
So it's a little bit more comfortable, a little less jarring on my shoulders when I do want to do pull-ups.
Okay.
And I got the different pull-up attachment for it.
Oh, definitely.
So it's still multi-grip, just not as aggressive as the other one, but I love it. I spend a lot of time doing pull-ups.
Okay.
And that was something else for Spartan that I worked on a lot. Just making sure that I had good grip strength, good upper body strength, that I could hang or pull, whatever I needed to. So I love that. Love that it's smaller. It's not quite as deep, so I was able to fit reps cable attachment.
Is that the Aries? Is that the Aries?
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay, I know that. I haven't actually seen the Aries in person, so I want.
That's the newer one, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, no. So this one's a couple of years old. Maybe
okay. You know what? That's a cable. Aries is a cable.
Yeah, just their cable system. Yeah.
So this is plate loaded. Okay.
Right on there. Yeah, plate loaded. But again, it takes up about the same amount of space as the other rack. But it just gives us one more option for like lat pull downs or cable rows.
Sure.
Of thing.
What's the back of it look like? Because it looks like it would sit flush with the wall, which I'm not a big fan of.
No, so
you basically have to just kind of gauge where it needs to be so your plates don't hit the wall.
Yeah, and I've got plenty of space. I have
Sure,
probably
sure.
maybe a foot, maybe a little less than a foot. So you can see it with the plate on there.
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
still plenty of room
Yeah,
behind
I mean,
it.
I figured you had to do that, but I'm just saying that if they put something behind it to help people out with that, or maybe they can't because of shipping, because that might make it an awkward shape. But that's just something that I would think about, like, hey, put something behind it so it stops this whole, if like the whole stack moves.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
say
yeah.
you squat really heavy, then you rack the weight, the whole stack can move. And now if you're doing some sort of superset, your plates could hit the wall. So I'd
Yeah,
like to see something that's behind that to stop it from hitting the wall. I mean, obviously you haven't had a problem with it. It's
I
just something
haven't.
I'm thinking about for,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
just how my mind works. Okay.
I feel like it's a pretty solid piece. I
Got you.
haven't had any problems, although I've got my floor mats, which are also rep.
Oh, okay.
And I love these. They're super easy to sweep and clean and mop and all that kind of stuff.
Nice.
And they keep the dust down. I think they're great. And I feel like with the racks, they're not shifting at all.
Got you. And I
Yeah,
just noticed too that there's a way to bolt it down. So that's how they were going
there
to fix
is.
that problem.
Yes. I don't
Beautiful,
have mine
beautiful.
bolted down. They do absolutely recommend that. I didn't do that.
Yeah. Hey, it's your house, your rules. Do what you
Yeah.
want. So over
So
here, you've got the pipe safeties.
I
How do you
do.
like 'em- How do you like those versus the other kind?
So they're quick and easy to move. They make a little noise. That's probably my only pet peeve with them is,
The noise. Yeah.
the noise. These are so quiet.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, but aside from that, they move easily. They're quick. I like using them for. I actually prefer these for bench press and those for squat.
Got you. Okay.
Only because this is just a little faster to move. I don't have any pins to pull out. And if
Okay.
I'm doing multiple sets with people that are at different, height,
Yeah.
we just pull and put them right back in.
Now you say you do groups. So do you have like the kids or what? Like you have a bunch of kids in there. Do you just set them up on different racks?
So I will do that. Yeah. That's my preference. My first preference is have one client training on one rack and then another on the other. But it
Okay.
depends on what our programming is for that day.
Sure.
I kind of try to think about how we can move through everything as efficiently as possible.
Of course.
So, if we're going to do upper body and lower body on the same day, we'll do all of our bench over here and
And then
then
all the squats over
squats over
there.
here, right?
Beautiful. Gotcha.
Deadlift in
Okay.
the middle.
Let's look at these accessory wall.
So
Oh, look at that bar collection. All right.
I've got lots of stuff over here. I use most of it most of the time, actually.
Oh wow.
I mean,
Okay.
I've got things as simple as just PVC pipe, right? And I
Yeah.
use that in a warm up nearly daily for
Okay.
myself and for clients. Curl bar, got a belt squat. So this is one purchase that I love, but I don't know that I get enough use out of it.
I was gonna say, if you got your belt squat on the wall, how long does it take to take that down and set it up?
Not long. It's about 50 pounds, I think. So
Okay.
relatively easy to pull down. It has pins
All right.
right here. Once I figured out where all of the spaces are in the rack, it's
Yeah.
actually pretty easy to set up. It's just clamps onto the cable system.
Okay.
So it's, I would say maybe 10 minutes if I'm distracted, maybe 20.
Okay. All right.
You get into a conversation as you're setting it up.
Of course.
But,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
That's still time added to the training session. And if you got back-to-back clients, that's a problem. So yeah,
sure.
I understand.
So
Yeah.
typically where I would use this is the specific client, back pain, nervous about using any kind of, traditional squat technique.
Gotcha.
And we still want to focus in on legs.
Gotcha.
So I'm glad I have it as an option, but it's definitely underutilized. It actually most often stores remotes.
Okay.
But again, still glad I have it. It makes me happy when we do get to use it, just not as frequent as
Gotcha.
everything else that I use.
All
So
right.
typical hex bar. I've
Okay.
got a number of different barbells. This one is from Titan. It's just a technique bar, 15
Okay.
pounds. So again, I train a lot of women primarily. I have a good number of students. And with them, it's nice to have some easier to handle options to
Gotcha.
not be so intimidating. I've got a shorty bar, which I love for space saving purposes.
Of
We've got
course.
2 or 3 people in here.
Right.
That makes such a difference. 25 pounds. My Bella bar is next, and
Nice.
I'm in love with her.
You know, actually, I
um,
remember you did a post where you were talking about the diameter, a post on Instagram. We're talking about the diameter of the Bella bar versus your other deadlift bar and how big a difference that made in just being able to get your hands around the bar, which in turn helps you to be able to express more force.
I have this. It's an Ethos bar. It was the very first bar I ever bought,
Okay.
and I had been deadlifting with that. And you wouldn't think that the diameter would be that different, but
Okay.
it's incredibly different for me.
Oh,
And
yeah.
I've got really small hands.
Okay.
And when I finally got the Bella bar, I could hardly pull over like 220 pounds
Okay.
for a rep or two
All right.
with the Ethos bar, which is, standard 45 pound bar.
Yeah. Probably
And
29 millimeter.
it was kind of a mental shift for me, right? Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I should just be able to do this. But then I kept hitting this wall where like my grip was giving it.
Right.
And even though I'm a trainer, I have a trainer. And
Yeah.
he was like, Natalie, he's like,
Yeah. Just
if you were competing, this is what you'd be using. Just
Right.
make the switch.
Gotcha.
He was like, you're going to pull more weight. And he was absolutely right. And I'm so thankful for that advice because,
Yeah.
I mean, like almost instantly, it changed how
Right.
much I was deadlifting, even overhead press.
Yeah.
It's made a huge difference. I love that bar.
I was gonna say that it probably made a difference in your pressing as well because your
Yeah.
grip plays a bigger role in pressing effectively than people
Yeah.
realize. If you can't really, there are people who do like false grip or whatever, and
Right.
that kind of isolates your triceps. But if you can get your thumb around the bar and squeeze the whole thing because of irradiation, you're gonna be able to express a lot more force. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm so glad
Yeah.
they started making the bars with a smaller diameter. That's really
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. I love that. I've got a multi-grip bar. That one's from Titan. I'm really happy with that. I use that. I don't use that myself a lot, but
Oh,
I
okay.
use it with clients because, you know, most of my clients are they want to get strong
Okay.
and they want to move comfortably, right?
Okay.
Unless they have a desire to use a traditional barbell, if they are more comfortable using that multi-grip, that's what we use.
And as far as the football kid, is he one of the clients that uses that foot? I want to call it a football bar, but that Swiss bar from Titan. You use it with him
Oh,
a
the
lot.
linebacker that I have?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. So yeah, he uses basically all my equipment.
yeah.
I
But it's
mean,
still
he's
gonna be
super
because
good.
of the position of it. That's a football position,
Yeah,
as opposed to this. It's
yeah,
just not a football position at all.
right,
Okay, okay,
right,
nice.
exactly. I'll show you the last few things. So I've got a battle rope that I use less frequently, but I do use that for my outdoor boot camp. And then down here, I've got it's a Sornex safety squat bar. And I love this. When I was having a lot of difficulty just getting really deep into my squat,
Yeah,
and this gave me a lot of confidence. And I feel like for a lot of my clients, when they're kind of like not ready to use, traditional barbell,
yeah,
putting this on them, they just feel so much more stable.
yeah,
And some of them don't ever want to leave it.
yeah.
Because it's super comfortable. It's a good piece of equipment. I'm really happy I have that. And then I've got bands, all kinds of bands. We use those intermittently. That's kind of what's in that basket up there. Ball.
Natalie, we've talked a lot about a lot of different things, and I know that people are intrigued. There may even be some women who want to work with you. I know that you do a lot of in-person clients. Do you do any virtual training?
I do virtual training. I do virtual nutrition coaching, wellness coaching. I'm also a registered nurse. So I pair up health issues with proactive prevention.
Okay, so like
Um,
somebody has IBS.
Yeah.
you're able to, okay, I got
So
you.
let's talk through what that means. What medications are you on? What diet are you adhering to? How do we need to make changes? How can strength training make a difference with that, right?
Nice.
And so yeah, I try to pull all of that information into my coaching. And
Got you.
so in person or virtual, yeah.
Okay. Well, if so, I know people are gonna be, jumping on that and they want to find out more about your business, maybe even hire you. But even if all they want to do is follow your own training journey, see you jumping off of into waterfalls, and you literally, guys, you guys have got to go check out our Instagram. So if people want to follow your Instagram, follow your journey, how can they follow you on social media or
Sure.
get in touch with you if they want to hire you as a coach?
Sure. So on Instagram, it's the well built woman. You'll see my personal training on there every now and then, clips of clients, and all the things that I love to do. I was telling you before this, my passion is getting people to think about their body in a different way. Like, and I don't think that there's anything better than strength training that does that for most people. It shows you that you can do things that you didn't even imagine you could do. It gets you back into things that you love. And so you see that a lot on my Instagram. And then you also see a lot of me just doing squats and bench press and pull-ups and deadlifts, the usual. And then my website is wellbuiltcoaching.com. And so you can get in touch with me there as well.